Hey everyone, this is Big Benedict. We're playing The Last of Us on Survivor Mode difficulty. I think we have a couple of empty drawers here, no surprise about that. We're on the University Science Department building, and I believe for the first 10 or 12 minutes, all I do is look around for items, and there is a shiv room door on... I think it's on this floor. Oh, there's 25. There's a nice 25 scrap metal drop right there. The thing about so there's a crafting bench. I'm going to come back to that once I accumulate more scrap metal. But do not pass up that shiv room door. If you don't have enough resources to make one, what I would advise is go as far back on the chapters until you get a shiv, or until you get near enough to make one, and then, if you don't have enough, just come to this stage, and there's a couple of scissors to so you can craft a shiv. If you already have one, you're golden. So the shiv room door, it's down the way, but I need one more scissor. I need one more blade to make it. It might be one of those rooms that... You see, I have 3/4 of a blade made, so I've never really seen it like that before. But I guess the blades I've been getting, they're quarter pieces. But the shiv room door is directly down that path, and what I'm going to do is just go up a floor, grab the blade that I need from one of the drawers, and then go back down here and go to the door and open it after having crafted a shiv. So I'm not going to interact with that letter right there. But in that shiv room door is tool upgrade box number 4. So you'll definitely need that, because it'll enable you to upgrade the rifle to level... you'll be able to apply the perk that gives the rifle its upgrade for the power. And like I said in the previous video, there's only 2 guns that you could directly upgrade the power, how powerful they are. And those 2 guns being the flamethrower and the hunting rifle. Okay, so I have my shiv created. Now I'm going to go back downstairs and go to the shiv door, and then once I accumulate all of its contents and any nearby contents of any other rooms, I'm going to go back up to this floor and do more looting, and then engage in the fight. So what I'm going to do is I'll stick around. I'll just stick around and just keep narrating, even though it'll be kind of tedious. What the hell. A lot of the times when I'm walking too, I'm not even pressing the L2 button, because I'm sick of it. I've been complaining about it a lot, but you see how I'm walking right now? I'm just fucking sick of it, having to hold the L2 button. So here's the shiv door, and you get a lot of great stuff in here, a lot of good stuff. So there's a toolbox, and that's the first toolbox that's actually been barred to us, like in a room that you need to have a shiv to open. They've always been out in the open, but the Molotovs, look at that. Now the explosion radius of the Molotov cocktails we throw is twice as much as it normally is. So there's some flamethrower ammo. But those Molotov cocktails really going to be helpful, especially in the sewer confrontation when we're facing multiple bloaters, and we need to throw those cocktails at those guys. So grab your pills right there, and then grab look at this, check this out, 50 scrap metal pieces right there for the taking. And that thing on the ground right there, that red thing, is one of the flamethrower canisters, empty one. So that's all the stuff. Now I believe I've just systematically looted everything in this area, and what I'm going to do now is head back to the upgrade bench. I think I took a wrong turn, but if you want to follow in my literal footsteps of what I'm doing for my upgrades, this is the opportunity to observe what I'm doing here. I'm gonna ignore these weapons here, but I am gonna update or upgrade this weapon, get some clip capacity going for that. I'm a little bit wary of upgrading the armor piercing rounds, but for this I'm gonna get the reload speed up, I think. Oh no, I wanted to get the spread up more, so the width of it, you know, spreads a little bit further to the left and right. Oh yeah, and I got the reload speed up for that gun, so I think that's all I'm gonna do for that gun. Okay, decided to go for more rounds, and then the next one will have to be a level 5 upgrade. But see, power, definitely need to get that. And then the scope, I might have bypassed that, but I definitely need to speed this thing up because it's really slow to reload. And okay, so here's the flamethrower. I'm going to get the reload speed up. I'm going to get the range up. And see the power. I'm going to have to find, I mean, we will have to find the 5th toolbox to get our upgrades for that. And I also elected to get some more range on my bow and do something else with the shotgun here, get some more clips, do something, up the reload. Okay. Reload it's just kind of important to me. It's, you know, some of these features on the guns, it's kind of like a novelty kind of a thing. But I was looking at the trophy list, and there's trophies for doing this campaign on all the difficulties. But if you beat it on hard, they all stack downwards, and if, you know, after that you just have to beat the game on survivor mode. But there's also a trophy for beating all these difficulties on New Game Plus, and I don't see why anybody would want to do that unless they're trophy fanatics, which is fine by me. You know, however you want to have fun in life, do it. But to me, like, why would I want to play Survivor Plus just to get that trophy? That trophy should stack too, you know, because to get that trophy, that would just be easier, you know, because you'd start a Survivor campaign with everything you've already got, so it wouldn't. I don't even think it would be that fun. It would just be tedium. So once we go back, you see all these bottles and stuff that are lying around. We're gonna have to use those to oh, okay, what are we doing here? Okay, what I wanted to do was upgrade the speed of the heals and upgrade my crafting speed. Now that Shiv Master, again, I'm a little wary about getting something that's so costly just to get a clicker off me, you know, and have to waste a Shiv just to survive. You know what? I don't care about that. You know, if they're gonna grab me, I'll just accept my death. But what I am curious about is what that second upgrade is after the Shiv Master. I mean, there's 2 upgrades for a Shiv Master. What does the second upgrade do? If anyone knows, let me know. I'd be kind of curious to know. You know, can you slay multiple clickers at the same time if you're caught, or I just don't know what it would be.
We found out where they went.
One other thing that kind of disturbs me is that, like, it's, you know, I'm increasing my count for the bullets, but it doesn't show me how many I actually have. Like, a lot of the shooters, they'll say how many you have in your inventory, and then, you know, with an and then it underscores how many you actually can carry. So I just wish it would do that. Also, a little tip, it's probably obvious to a lot of people, but if you just press the select button and then you go to the artifacts menu, if you're wondering how you see how many scrap metal pieces you have, that's where you see it. So there's a heal right there. I'm going to grab that. What I'm not going to do is I'm not going to use my flamethrower for, like, human enemies. It's wasteful, very wasteful. I'm going to save it for bloaters and clickers, and maybe runners too. What else? I had some issues. I was going to talk about something else about this game. I can't remember that much. Oh, here you'll have to excuse me. I was swapping the gun loadouts a little bit. But this game is definitely one of the best games I've played all year, and I was telling my brother before before any of these games hit back in January, I said this is a year to be a gamer, and it really is. I mean, look at all the games. So many games have come out, it's not even funny. And the one game I'm really looking forward to is Lords of Shadow 2. I cannot wait for that game. I beat Lords of Shadow like 20 times. Easily 20 times. It's a great game. I'm also looking forward to Beyond Two Souls, but I just want that game to be competent. There's a lot of confusion about. See the parts right there? It says parts. There's a lot of confusion about what it's all about, and it's not common, but I mean, because usually they'll follow up the sequel with a really good sequel, but sometimes you'll get a really terrific game, and then you get a shit follow-up game, and I mean, not even a sequel. It's just like the second game a publisher does. I mean, so some more monkeys in here, but like, it wouldn't be uncommon for like a Heavy Rain to be followed up with something that's not as good as it. And, it'll be Quantic Dream's second game that they're making. But I'm definitely not looking forward to the game not being good. I'm just saying it's. I want it to be good. I'm worried about it. Hopefully it has enough focus. But we are getting up to the point where we're going to get ambushed, and we need to get out of the building. And there's a very dramatic exodus once we have to leave the building, and Ellie has to protect us. It's very, very emotional and very gripping. And then in the next chapter, it's man, so many emotions are going through me in that next chapter, and I'll talk about them in the beginning of the next chapter. And I'm not going to spoil anything. So we have two guys here, and I don't think they have guns. One guy has an axe, one guy has a 2x4. They might have guns too, but the best thing I like to do with these guys, they have a gun. I guess he has a gun and a 2x4. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the axe rather. After I smash this guy up, I'm going to take the axe, and what I'm going to do is swap weapons too. So I have, right here, tripwire points right there. Do a 180 and get back. But Ellie always cock blocks me right there, so I have to quickly get over here before anyone shoots me. You only have to shoot 2 enemies. That's it. There's 2 enemies directly down there with guns, and then there's 2 enemies on the left. I mean, two enemies to the right that are going to need to hopefully try to take them out with stealth. Needed to move that thing right there out of the way. So I'm switching shoulders. I'm zooming in with the El Diablo, trying to get a headshot. There we go. Bam, headshot. One more guy left. And okay, so right there, he's dead. But I was a little uncertain about how he got killed when it wasn't a headshot. I think I hit him in a critical spot. So anyway, it's definitely helpful to have a scope on your hunting rifle, and also to have that El Diablo. So I have an axe over here, and what I like to do is grab a bottle. But be careful when you're going to throw a bottle. Make sure you have the damn thing equipped. Otherwise, you'll end up throwing nothing, and you'll get completely messed up. What I like to do is just throw the bottle, and then do the hatchet. Because sometimes when you're running in with the hatchet, the game doesn't favor you, and you get hit in the process. So what actually happened over here is that you may have noticed an edit, because a huge wasp flew in my room. I had to pause the game, and then when I came back, what was I doing here? I didn't know what I was doing. I got really discombobulated because a wasp flew in my room. I had to kill it, and I had to come back 10 minutes later, and I didn't realize where I was. I didn't know who I killed, who I hadn't killed, but the wasp was killed. That was the most important thing. Over here, though, we need to trigger this tripwire point, so you need to stick your neck out a little bit over here. I'm going to jump out, but I don't think I triggered it, but Ellie may have. But I don't think the AI can trigger tripwire points, so it must have been me. So what we have is 2 more guys, and I'm going to use my hatchet to the best of my ability on these sons of bitches who are trying to kill me and Ellie. Oh, but the one thing I wanted to remark about is later in the game, and this is a minor spoiler, it's just very minor. Later in the game when we're with David and we're playing as Ellie, he references this massacre here, and it's a very, very terrifying moment when I just got my blood ran cold when I heard that, because I knew that guy was no good, and I hope he did. And I hope that's not a spoiler. It is, I guess, but I gave a fair warning about that. So check this out: bottle throw, hatchet to the face. Gotta love that hatchet. That hatchet's so good. But David references this in like one of those moments where it's like cathartic and things are going full circle on the player, and my mind was just reeling because he was referencing this, and you could tell how angry he was that his men got killed over here. So when you come down here, just be prepared. I was. You could see I was prepared with that fucking axe. This guy here, ooh, got pounded on right there. So I think Ellie took someone down. So I'm inching around the corner with the shotgun. Took that guy out. And then you'll notice an edit over here because I went back and picked up the axe that another person dropped, but I just edited it out because you're not going to keep the axe, plus you don't need the axe because there's no more enemies, but there's an edit right there. And then when you open the door, you're going to get a scripted scene here where the guy pushes Joel, and Joel gets impaled, and I just, it's not very believable for me, because an injury like that kind of injury, no way. I mean, that's just too much for somebody to handle. But I don't know. You never know. Maybe the power of God was in him or something. But now Ellie's going to have to save us. And it's incredible what happens here, because, you know, without Ellie, he would be dead.
What do you want me to do? What?
And you get a lot of like distortion. See that motion blur right there? I don't even think I shot that guy to the left. I don't know. I must have. Maybe his delirium kicked in. But some of the auditory effects also kick in, and you hear things like from down a tunnel.
Get to the damn horse.
And here we're walking like Kratos walks when he emerges from the River Styx at the beginning of God of War 3.
Let's go.
So a lot of influences from God of War 3 in this game.
Joel?
At least 2 that I know of. So I was just terrified here because, you know, it's just all we have is Ellie here, and he's so injured. Like, look at this. Like, when I saw him fall like a sack on the floor, I'm like, oh no. And then when I saw the next chapter, I'm like, oh, what happened to this guy? But I'm not going to spoil anything. I was watching somebody else's walkthrough, and I saw them take out this guy, and I can't remember who it was. I think it was IGN or something. And they shot this guy, but I never shot him, and I was fine. Because look, Ellie shoots him, and then I just didn't know you could shoot, so I didn't shoot. Because I thought to myself, was I supposed to shoot him? And, you know, I thought it was scripted, and it is scripted, but you can also interact with it a little bit by shooting that guy. So I watched the IGN walkthrough afterwards, just out of curiosity, because I was looking for collectibles too.
Come on.
But I love Ashley Johnson, the voice actress. She's so cool. She's a great actress, voice actress.
There's no one here. Hurry.
And if I had to say, I prefer Nolan North to Joel. Who's the guy that does something Baker? Troy Baker. just because I'm a long-standing fan of the Uncharted series.
Yes.
But
Then fucking walk.
oh man, this is just so.
Come on.
It's terrifying because he's, the protector is now someone who can't even do anything. He could barely walk, so it's just very terrifying.
Joel.
And the way they play with your emotions here is remarkable. And because look at this, he fades to black. He wakes up. He sees Ellie doing what he should be doing, what he would be capable of if he hadn't fallen. And she gets slammed home, and she shoots. Just this game is just. It's just a masterpiece.
Put your arm around me. All right, let's go. I swear to God, I get you out of this. You're so singing for me.
You wish.
Wait here. I'll get the door.
Take your time.
Come on.
Fuck. Oh shit.
Come on.
Just get the horse.
All right. Can you get on?